It's Thursday. We're almost through the week, ladies and gentlemen, and next week's a short week, so I think we need to get a lot of work done so that we can take a lot of time off next week and enjoy it and not have to worry about all the things that we didn't get accomplished before the break. We are in session IC 13 in your digital notebook today, and it is the 19th of November. Your I can statement today is I can reread parts of a story and change my thinking. And we're going to change your thinking today by actually changing the story just to see what we can come up with. I would like for you guys to keep reading your books over the break, over the weekend. I want to get these done. As I said before, I'd like to have them done before the break. But for some of you, that's just not realistic. So we will just, we'll see how it goes. But try to keep reading. If you're only on chapter 1 or 2, you really need to step up. All right, so as always, we have the modules on the shelf. We're going to play a Kahoot in class today. If you're watching this video and you're not in class, I guess you don't get to play the Kahoot. So maybe you should think about coming to class. I have a notebook example for you. I want you to read. And of course, there is the lesson video at the bottom, which of course you are watching right now. On the bookshelf, your things to do. You have a Flipgrid assignment to do. It is due by Saturday, the 21st at midnight. The notebook activity that ties to the example that I was talking about. So this activity is, I'll show you this example here so that you have an idea of what you need to do. And that's really all you have other than read. I want you to read. If you have not done the Among Us quiz, it's right here. You need to get that done. That is a test grade. It is important. Many of you need that grade. And it's not that difficult. Other than that, I want you to spend Friday catching up on your work for this class. More than half of you are missing assignments. That's embarrassing. I would be ashamed of myself if I were you. For those of you who are keeping up and getting things done, I'm proud of you. Before I start the lesson, let me say several of you have emailed me about concerns that you thought you turned in lessons and it says you don't have them there, but it's posted twice. For some reason, Canvas decided to post things twice sometimes. It might have shown up in assignments and modules, and so in the gradebook, it comes in 2 times. If you have submitted something, there is a grade for it. If I've graded it already, which I pretty much have graded all the current things. If you see it in there twice and you see a grade for one of them, don't worry. That's all you need. If it says it's missing, but you show a grade, don't worry. It's graded. I will work on trying to remove those other ones. Right now, it's not letting me because some of you have turned it in under one and some under another. And if there are submissions, I can't delete it. So I have a plan to fix that. Do not worry about it. But please get your work done, ladies and gentlemen. You're in 8th grade. And if you can't do it now, you are never going to make it in high school. Your high school teachers do not accept late work, nor do they accept lame excuses. So it's time to step up. All right, so I'm going to bypass the Kahoot because we're not going to play it here on the video. That would be just silly. I'm going to move straight to the notebook example for you. And the notebook example is similar to the one I showed you a couple of days ago. Let's go to it and see. But this time, we're going to be talking about the figurative language of the book. We're going to be talking about how the author is using their language to entice you, to engage you, to emote you, to invigorate you, and sometimes to exploit you. They'll use certain things that you are familiar with, phrases, terms, that you know, but maybe you haven't seen them used in this way before. And you have to figure out what they mean in this context. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is I need you to find 5 examples of figurative language in your book so far. I want you to put that quote into your slide. Now, you don't have to do it as call outs. You can do it however you want. This is just my example. But here's one of the things that I chose for my first one. Luca is looking at a picture of himself when he was 14 years old. It's his 16th birthday right now. And if you ever look at pictures of yourself from 2 years ago, you're probably hypercritical of them and think, oh, wow, I can't believe I ever looked like that. He has the same thing. He's a teenage boy. He may be locked up for murder. He may be in prison for the rest of his life. He may be executed, but he's still a teenage boy. And he's looking at his picture and analyzing it, looking at his eyes, looking at his nose, and he looks at his ears. And he says, my ears are sticking out of my head like jug handles. That's a simile. And what it means is he's looking at a photo from 2 years ago, amazed at how young he looked. He hasn't, as they say, grown into his ears yet. So the other thing I want you to do, you're going to give me the quote. You're going to tell me what it means, what's going on. And then I want you to rewrite the quote, not using figurative language. So that might be a little tricky for some of you, but if you can explain what the figurative language means, then you can rewrite it. And here's my rewrite. Remember, the original was my ears are sticking out of my head like jug handles. And my new quote just says, my features had not matured yet. I was only 14. Now, which one's more colorful? Obviously, the figurative language. That's why the author uses it. My features have not matured yet. It intimates that, his features, his facial features, they're not what they are now. But when he says that my ears stick out like jug handles, we can get an image of that. It's like painting a picture. So figurative language helps us get a mental image of things. That's why they're used. So I want you to find 5 of these. So 5 direct quotes, 5 explanations, 5 rewrites. 5 direct quotes, 5 explanations, 5 rewrites. Then I want you to submit the link to this slide in Canvas. It's not enough just to do it. You need to submit the link to this slide. So if you go up here and you click on the URL and highlight it and copy it, you're going to paste that into the assignment in Canvas. When I click on it, it will take me directly to this slide instead of to the beginning of your notebook. It will take me to your slide. Remember, as you can see at the top, I've got my name, the name of the book, and the author. Every slide you do, name, title, author, name, title, author, name, title, author. All right, let's go back. The other thing you're going to have to do today is a Flipgrid video. Not a lot of you are doing those. And some of you are making videos, but you're not doing them in Flipgrid. The whole point of Flipgrid is so that your cohorts can view them and comment on them. That means anyone in your book club, no one else can see them, just your book club. But they need to be able to respond to what you're saying. If you don't do it in Flipgrid, they can't respond. They haven't seen your video. They don't know what the heck's going on. And you're not responding to them. This is a flip grid assignment, not a typed assignment to turn in. So you're going to take a scene from your book that you particularly like or that you particularly do not like, and you're going to rewrite it from a different perspective. And here's an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. You might have a character who finds himself in a situation where he's made fun of in school, and so he avoids going to class. So you could write it so that he takes the students head on. Instead of avoiding going to class, he goes to class and he doesn't let them keep him from school. He gets an attitude about it that I'm stronger than that. I don't have to worry about you. I'm not afraid of you. And if that happened, instead of staying away and hiding, he just goes to class with his head held high, gets through his day without responding or reacting to the snide remarks of his rude, disgusting classmates. How would the other students respond to that? Would they respect him for it? Or would it just make things worse? What do you think? I want you to be specific in this. You are rewriting a chunk of your story, ladies and gentlemen. So details, 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 details. This is due by Saturday at midnight. Make sure that you either upload your Flipgrid video or the link in Canvas, because if you don't submit it in Canvas, I can't grade it. I cannot read your minds, ladies and gentlemen. Don't want to. Do not assume that just because you recorded a video, you are getting a grade. Although you will, but that grade might be 0. Get in the habit of submitting things in Canvas. If you are having trouble with that, ask one of your club mates. You should all know how to submit things in Canvas by now. It's really silly that you can't. I understand that, things happen. But for many of you, it's constant. It's constant. I can't upload it. I can't submit it. I can't. Well, all can't means, ladies and gentlemen, is children are not trying. So take some time to learn how to submit things in Canvas. All right. So on the bottom shelf, of course, is all your book club memorabilia, the things you need that you should already have. Don't forget the Among Us quiz. Read, read, read. Make sure that you are doing all the work you need to do. And that's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you on Monday.